Cardi B speechless after Stefon Diggs' engagement surprise. Not the awkward kind of silence, but the charged kind. The kind that feels like time itself is holding its breath. Cardi B, the woman known for never being at a loss for words, stood frozen. Her eyes widened. Her hands trembled slightly. Her mouth opened, and nothing came out. Across from her stood Cardi B, completely unprepared for what was unfolding. And just a few steps away, calm yet visibly emotional, was Stefon Diggs, about to change everything. A night that started like any other. The evening was supposed to be simple. An exclusive, invite-only celebration, soft gold lighting, champagne flowing, music humming low in the background. Cardi thought it was just another elegant industry gathering, the kind she'd attended 100 times before. She wore confidence like armor, laughing with friends, posing for photos, completely unaware that every detail around her had been carefully planned. What she didn't know. This night was never about the party. It was about her. The moment everything shifted. Midway through the night, the music slowly faded. Conversations died down. Heads turned. Stefon stepped forward. No entourage. No theatrics. Just him. At first, Cardi laughed nervously, thinking this was a joke, maybe a toast, maybe a playful moment. But when she saw the look on his face, her smile faltered. This wasn't playful. This was serious. Stefon's voice was steady, but emotion crept in with every word as he began speaking, not to the room, not to the cameras, but directly to Cardi. He talked about growth. About pressure. About loving someone whose world is always watching. About choosing one person in a life full of noise. And then, he paused. The drop that left everyone stunned. He reached into his jacket. The crowd collectively gasped. Cardi's hands flew to her mouth. Stefon slowly went down on one knee. No warning. No build-up on social media. No leaks. Just one man, one ring, and one moment that sent shockwaves through the room. The ring caught the light, elegant, bold, impossible to ignore. Cardi didn't scream. She didn't cry, at least not at first. She just stood there. Speechless. Cardi B. With no words. For the first time in years, Cardi couldn't find her voice. Her eyes filled with tears as she shook her head, overwhelmed, laughing and crying at the same time. She looked around the room as if to confirm this was real. Hands shaking. Breath caught in her chest. The woman who built her brand on raw honesty, sharp wit, and fearless expression was completely undone. Stefon reached for her hand. That's when the tears came. The emotional aftershock. People in the room later described the moment as electric. Some cried. Some clapped. Others stood frozen, phones forgotten in their hands. Cardi finally whispered, barely audible. Are you serious right now? Stefon smiled. That smile said everything. The internet erupts. Within minutes, rumors exploded. Clips leaked. Whispers turned into headlines. Fans dissected every frame, every expression, every breath Cardi took after the proposal. I've never seen Cardi like this. She was genuinely shocked. This wasn't for clout. This was real. The internet didn't just react, it erupted. A new chapter begins. Later that night, Cardi was seen holding Stefon's hand tighter than ever, her usual bravado softened into something quieter, deeper. No speeches. No captions. No explanations. Just two people standing in the middle of a moment that changed their story forever. Whether fans expected it or not, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a surprise. It was a declaration. And for once, Cardi B didn't need words to say how she felt. Warning: entertainment disclaimer: the following is a fictional, dramatized story created purely for entertainment purposes. Cardi B speechless after Stefon Diggs' engagement surprise ring loudly crying face. No one, not the fans, not the media, not even Cardi herself, was prepared for what happened that night. The room was already electric. Cameras flashed non-stop. Celebrities filled every corner of the venue, laughter mixing with soft music and the low hum of anticipation. Cardi B walked in glowing, confident, radiant, completely unaware that her life was about to shift forever. She thought this night was just another appearance. Another glamorous event. Another moment where she'd smile, pose, and move on. She was wrong. A perfect setup nobody questioned. When the host suddenly announced a special tribute moment, Cardi barely paid attention. She leaned back, whispering jokes to the people around her, casually sipping her drink. Then a familiar voice echoed through the speakers. A deep, calm voice. A voice she knew too well. The room went silent. Heads turned. Cameras swung. And there he was. Stefon Diggs. Standing center stage. Alone. Holding the microphone with hands that, if you looked closely, were shaking. The moment Cardi realized something was off. At first, Cardi laughed. She clapped. She thought this was some kind of joke, maybe a shout-out, maybe a playful moment. But then Stefon spoke. Not loud. Not flashy. Not rehearsed. Just real. He talked about late-night phone calls. Private conversations no one ever heard. Moments when Cardi doubted herself, when the world misunderstood her, and how he saw everything behind the spotlight. The smile on Cardi's face slowly faded. Her eyes widened. Her hand flew to her mouth. Her knees visibly locked. Because she realized, this wasn't a joke. The room holds its breath. Stefon paused. Looked directly at her. And said, I've celebrated touchdowns in front of millions, but nothing compares to standing here, knowing the woman I love is right there. That's when Cardi stopped breathing. Fans in the audience gasped. Phones rose instantly. Some people were already crying, and nothing had even happened yet. The unthinkable happens. Then it happened. Stefon reached into his jacket. The lights dimmed. A spotlight locked onto his hand as he slowly opened a small black box. A ring. Massive. Brilliant. Blinding. The kind of ring that makes time freeze. Cardi didn't scream. She didn't move. She didn't even blink. She was speechless. Cardi B breaks, completely. Her knees buckled. She had to grab the chair beside her to stay standing. Tears streamed down her face instantly, no makeup touch-ups, no camera-ready composure. Just raw emotion. She shook her head over and over like she couldn't believe what she was seeing. Her lips kept forming the same words. No, no, no way. Stefon stepped off the stage and walked straight toward her. Every step felt like a heartbeat. The question that shook the room. He dropped to one knee. The room exploded into screams, but Cardi heard none of it. In that moment, it was just them. Stefon looked up at her, voice cracking, eyes glossy, and asked, Will you marry me? Silence. Pure, heavy silence. Cardi covered her face and sobbed. She physically could not speak. Fans screamed, Answer him. Say yes. Oh my God. But Cardi? She was frozen between disbelief and joy. The answer that broke the internet. Finally, through tears, shaking hands, and a broken voice, she nodded. Hard. Over and over. Yes. The room erupted. Confetti exploded. Music blasted. People screamed like it was a championship win. Stefon stood up, slid the ring onto her finger, and Cardi collapsed into his arms, crying uncontrollably. Aftermath, the internet goes insane. Within minutes. Hashtag Cardi engaged was trending worldwide. Fans called it the most emotional celebrity proposal ever. Social media flooded with screenshots of Cardi's tear-streaked face. Comment sections exploded with disbelief and joy. People weren't just reacting to the ring. They were reacting to how real it felt. Why this moment hit different. This wasn't flashy chaos. This wasn't staged drama. This was vulnerability. This was a woman known for confidence, toughness, and boldness, completely undone by love. And a man who didn't need fireworks, just honesty. Final thought. That night didn't just change Cardi B's relationship status. It changed how fans saw love, commitment, and vulnerability, even at the highest level of fame. And one thing is certain. No one will ever forget the moment Cardi B was left completely, utterly, speechless. Ring sparkles.